It's been 4 months, and today's the 6th. 11 days.
Most of us don't keep track of each day of our lives, but when you've been in prison for 10 years and you're only 26, every day out in the free world counts.
I was always worried that, just walking down the street that people would actually notice that somehow, I came out of prison. Like I've got a sign over my head or a billboard down, downtown with my name on it or something.
When we first met Kenneth Tyberg, he had just finished serving time for first-degree murder and armed robbery, and had found his way to St. Leonard's Ministries, a residential program for ex-offenders in Chicago's West Haven neighborhood. The remarkable thing about Kenneth was not the fact that he had spent a third of his young life in prison, but his honesty about living as a man who so badly wants a second chance.
I had a problem with drugs before I got locked up, and I got locked up at a really young age when I was 16, and I needed structure. I needed assistance to learn to live like an adult. This place has a lot of programs that can help you to deal with everyday life, to be a functional part of society. That's primarily why I wanted to come here.
What we try to do is close the circle of needs that faces many ex-offenders when they return to the community, and that is they have no resources to begin rebuilding their lives.
So a lot of places just, especially for employment, a lot of places just won't even take the time to even listen to an ex-con. As soon as they hear a record, this or, felony for that, it's over with.
As I say to everybody here, you're here to rebuild your lives and reshape your futures.
The main threshold that you have to cross to get into our programs is you have to want to change your life. You have to be at a point where you know that what you've done in the past hasn't worked and you want to try something different.
St. Leonard serves almost 500 ex-offenders per year through 2 halfway houses, 1 long-term housing program, and the Barlow Center, which is their version of a city college. There, participants can take a number of job training courses, including a culinary program, which prepares students for jobs in the restaurant industry, and a building maintenance program to help students find jobs in janitorial or construction services.
People often say, who's going to hire an ex-offender? Who's going to hire a formerly incarcerated person? For us, that's not the issue. For the people who come to us, the issue is more who's going to hire someone who has no skills, who has never had any experience in holding down a job. So it's a very basic question for us. How can we help a person develop the skills to get a job and develop the right behavioral approach to working so that he or she will become a valued employee?
Residents can also request a job coordination and retention counselor, who helps them with everything from writing a resume to advice on keeping a job. Only 4.5 months into his stay at St. Leonard's, Kenneth has completed job preparation classes, anger management, drug rehabilitation, and is interviewed for Green Corps, a community greening program in Chicago.
I've known guys that have been out 2-3 years and they still don't have it together the way I've got it together in 4.5 months, just from all the resources available here.
At St. Leonard's, it's not only about finding a job. Both the staff and residents say they work to make this place a supportive, family-like environment.
We want to thank you for this wonderful day of Thanksgiving.
People here is tired. They tired of going back to penitentiary. They tired. They're trying to make a change in life today. That's what I like about this place. Everybody have a good, positive attitude when they talk to each other. They try to help each other.
Bob says he doesn't have any grand success stories about former residents landing a job as police chief. No investment bankers, but measuring success by those standards is not really the point of his work. He knows that only 20% of St. Leonard's residents return to jail, compared to more than 50% nationwide. He knows that creating positive futures for ex-offenders make our communities safer, and stories like Kenneth's make the job all worth it. It's now been 7 months and 16 days since Kenneth left prison. He landed a site managing position at Green Corps, where he oversees a crew of workers.
I think many people feel that anybody who's been in and out of jail is an inherently evil or a bad person. And once you take that stance, or once you feel that way, then you can do all kinds of things to those people and justify it. So you can lock people in prison, you can put them in segregation, you can take away all kinds of what we would consider rights and privileges. But if you realize that they're good people who have just made mistakes, then that changes your whole framework.
A lot of people who are locked up did dumb things, but a lot of them are real smart guys. A lot of them know what they want out of life. They just can't get it. So they're standing on the outside knowing exactly what they want. They just have no idea how to achieve that goal. That's really the biggest problem. They need somebody to just to give them a chance to get a stepping stone.